Welcome to Present Poetry, a podcast where we sit back, relax, and enjoy some poets of the past and present. I'm your host, Erin Crittenden, and before we get started on this week's episode, I want to remind you that all of the material used in this podcast is either public domain or used with permission from the author or the author's estate. It's a fun time for all ages, so sit back, relax, and get ready to hear this week's featured poet. This week's featured poet is Georgia Xanthopoulou. Georgia Xanthopoulou was born and raised in Greece, where she currently resides, and holds a degree in English literature, a Ph.D. in philosophy, and has completed postgraduate studies in ethics. Her literary work includes poetry, prose, and theatrical plays that explore deep existential themes. We are reading a few of her poems that she sent to us through the form at presentpoetry.com. This poem is called The Crystal Doll. She grew up from infancy with teachings from children's songs, with lingering questions. Let's see who would be eaten, and romantic fairy tales. The heroine must be saved by the prince in the end, and crowned as queen. What became of the wolf? The wolf is always bad. Let him face his doom. Let him be consumed. And when the self-fulfilling prophecies came true, the illusions dissipated, and the crystal doll silently, in the dark, alone, shattered into fairy tales. This poem is called Utopia. Here I am now, weaving my knitwork and singing the praises of my irrationality. I sank to the other side, was reborn and flourished. I darkened and learned to embrace the shadows. I silenced and learned to read the subtext of words. I scattered, and now here I am, building worlds with my syllables. I like this place. I like to wander airy, to feed my beasts, to sing cacophonously, and to saw away certainties. Yes, I like this place. I call it Utopia. This poem is called Morning Coffee. In the mornings, she used to take her coffee, accompanied with a glass of water by the window. Hidden behind the curtains, she would secretly board the conversations of passerby until the moment she latched on a word ticket, dipped into the glass of water, and departed for her own distant journeys, always sunk in her tattered armchair. This poem is called Impulse. A feeling of euphoria was born in her head, spreading through her entire body. Wings blossomed on her back, ending in her limbs, stimulating them. She flew high, in harmony with her thoughts, laughing cheerfully, while swaying in a child's hammock. This poem is called Hoarding. She stacked all her reality into little boxes, even if she cramped herself, even if she forced those around her to withdraw. Among the remnants of a shattered memory, she molded her fateful life. There she reigns blissfully, constantly raising the walls of her castle, and enjoying the drum beats that sound only for her, while the wind is slamming the windows open and shut. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Present Poetry Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, feel free to like us, leave a review, or share us on social media. If you are a poet or you know someone who is, we would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us or submit your work through our website, which is www.present-poetry www.present-poetry.com. Again, that is www.present-poetry.com. We can't wait to hear from you.